Okay, here we go. This is division of polynomials. There are three types, as you can see on the board behind me. This first video is on division of polynomials by a monomial. Okay, the next two I'll separate videos so that they're fairly short. So I just want to remind you that monomial means one term. Polynomial means two or more terms. So we're going to start with some examples. The first is really a review because we did rules of exponents recently, and you have seen some of these before. So first example is a monomial divided by a monomial, which is just reducing according to the quotient rule or possibly to some other rules with the rules of exponents. So just to remind you though, if you have something like 14x to the 9th over 28x to the 4th, you would separate your procedure into first the coefficients and then the variables. And remember, with coefficients, you're dividing numbers. 14 goes into itself one time and 14 goes into 28 twice. So you would do this. Now remember, with quotient rule with variables, you subtract the exponents, smallest from largest, and stay in the position either top or bottom where the largest exponent is. So this would become 1x to the 5th, because you're subtracting the 4 there, over 2, and this would be how you'd write your final answer. Okay? Next one is going to be a polynomial divided by a single term. And with this, the tip to remember is to separate and simplify. So keep an eye out on what your denominator is, because this is very, very important when knowing what procedure to use. So be careful, because they're in the same assignment, I believe, in your homework. So watch out that you consider the denominator whenever you're applying different procedures. So for example, let's say that we have 2x to the 3rd minus 25x squared plus 15x all over the monomial, let's say 5x. Okay, so what I mean by separate and simplify is that I'm going to put the 5x underneath each of these three terms that are in the numerator, and I'm going to show you what you need to be thinking mentally, although I know some of you will just do this without writing this step down. That's okay. But this is what you need to be thinking about mentally, is putting 5x underneath each of those. So the 2 and the 5 cannot be reduced, so you're going to keep 2/5, but x to the 3rd over x you're going to reduce, and you can write it two different ways. You can write it 2/5 x squared, or you can write it 2x squared all over 5. It doesn't matter. Then 25 divided by 5 puts a 5 in the top. X squared over x leaves that as x. And then 15 divided by 5 is 3. X divided by x is 1. So this will become your final answer. Remember, if you have any questions, just email me or text me a picture or whatever you need to do. Okay?